How are you all? Nice to see you again. This is Coins Alert, your place to get your crypto fix. I'm your boss. I hope everyone is having a great day. It's Monday, the first day of the week, but guess what? This week, Friday is payday. That makes me excited. There was a lot going on in crypto this week, and a lot of news came out. In this episode, we'll look at a new partner for Ripple, a big bank that is joining the XRP train, Bitcoin. What is it that we see? One more flush down, and there may be another bankruptcy. A big drop to end a bloody September. Before we get to a green October, or October as some people like to call it, I've got you covered. Let's jump right into a Bitcoin. 58,698,000. This is a 2.28% drop in the last 24 hours. Ethereum is now worth $2,307, which is 4.2% less than it was yesterday. They are both 99 cents, not a dollar, like XRP, which is a lean 57 cents. This past weekend, there was a small rise up to 60 cents. But as we talked about in yesterday's video, 60 cents is a big problem for us. There is a lot of pushback for XRP at 60 cents, 65 cents, 75 cents, and so on. It just keeps going up and up against obstacles. This is what happens when you don't break an all-time high for 7 years, but don't worry, our XRP outcome hasn't changed. Our time has come, we've talked about it. We are just chopping the chop zone, or chunk city, as we like to call this channel. Eventually, it will break out, but we can see a downside. Remember the downside? The bottom of this chop is sitting around 48 to 500,000 Bitcoins. Could we revisit it? There's a chance we're going to do that in a moment. This out, he says that you don't have to hold XRP if you don't. I think that the best incentive is no incentive at all. And he's right. There are a lot of other cryptocurrencies out there, and 99% of them offer financial benefits to verify transactions. Instead of trying to change what makes XRP special, pick up one of these others. For them, giving people a reason or prize for helping them is important. Ripple says, hey, that's not how we do it. People will do what they need to do. If they care about technology, want to make a difference, and want to change things. Not because we want to encourage you to help, but because that would bring in bad actors, players, and people who don't care and are only in it to make money. That's what makes XRP different here. But where will the value of XRP come from? Utility, demand from institutions, and the ETF were all things we talked about on this channel. We now have the trust, which is the first thing we need to get the ETF. Things are starting to fit together. But as was already said, it takes a lot longer when you work with banks and states and talk about money. I've been here for 7 years. I no longer want to talk about XRP being a cent or in the cents. I'd like to talk about XRP being worth bucks. Yes? 1, 3, 5, 7, or even 10 XRP. And I do think that the breakthrough will happen in 2025. Now, we don't have to talk about XRP being in that cent range. Bitcoin is our money supply. This is a pretty big deal. Interest rates are likely to be lowered this week for the first time since COVID, according to the report. That's a big deal because what does lowering interest rates do for the economy as a whole? And then for the Bitcoin markets? When we look at the business, it will make people more likely to borrow money and spend it. Interest rates will go down, making it cheaper for people and businesses to borrow money. This will make people spend and invest more. Why not make purchases bigger? People who want to save money or invest in bonds will choose a higher interest rate when the interest rate goes down. This often leads investors to put their money into riskier investments, like crypto, especially if we put rules on top of them. As a result of dropping interest rates, people may spend more and demand more goods, which could make inflation go up. Why do central banks do what they do? During times of decline, they often lower interest rates too. Bring prices up, which makes the currency weaker. When a country lowers its interest rates, its currency may lose value compared to other currencies. This can make exports cheaper and imports more expensive, which can help economies that depend on exports. Allow us to now talk about crypto. What does it have to do with crypto? There is more money going into crypto because it is risky. If these interest rates or bank rates go down, they'll get more than what these CDs, government bonds, and other things are worth. That means there will be more cash available. There is more money in the market because it is cheaper to borrow some of that capital. What do you think? It can go into other businesses, such as cryptocurrency. When interest rates are low, investors move their money away from safe investments like bonds and yields and toward riskier ones. That's the group, or cryptocurrencies. Then we talk about the fact that Bitcoin is a safe way to protect yourself from inflation. When we look at this, the Federal Reserve does say that they are going to lower interest rates. This will help the economy and the cryptocurrency market grow, which will make people more willing to take risks with their investments. It may also make people worry about inflation, which can bring even more attention to the cryptocurrency markets. We kind of knew this strategy was going to happen because we've been talking about how many of these cryptos will go up in Q4 and then explode in price. People, it's the summer of 2025. Please give this to me. Auto blockchain. This is a smart finance blockchain that was carefully chosen and made for the Web3 community to support safe and legal decentralized finance. In fact, CryptoWare had them on their show. To make the future of digital banking possible, they are building the world's first blockchain that works with Ripple custody. Pay attention. The reason we were in was because we worked with Ripple. We really want to find a lot of other ways to use the record. It will be important for us to be able to add any original Ripple asset to Auto. That should be a great place to bring your XRP or XRPL tokens if you want to use them for financial goods and services on a completely fair playing field with no other perks. Based on that, you're saying that if RLUSD goes live on the ledger, it will be an asset that can be moved to Auto in the same way you describe. Yes, that's right, of course. Or any other pieces on. People, this is pretty big news. Pretty cool. Take a look at Twitter at Auto Blockchain. Let them know you want to follow them. It will be interesting to see what they build, especially if they add Ripple jurisdiction. Here's Gary Gensler from the SEC. All of a sudden, they're sorry for any confusion. But it's clear that confusion was their plan the whole time. The Ripple ecosystem, especially XRP, lost a lot of value. Gary Gensler should be found guilty and have to pay all investors in Ripple Labs a fine. This look works for me. They made a lot of people confused and hurt XRP owners for sure. At this point, I do think that if XRP never went through this SE investigation, none of it would have happened. The investigation wasn't going on. It was a straightforward lawsuit that went on for years. In 2020, it would have been the top case of all time. Instead, we went up to $1.90, was sued. And you know what happened next? We went back down to 17 cents. That blow off top or final move that is coming in this bull cycle would have been much higher on XRP than it is now. I don't think we would be at around 50 or 60 cents for XRP. I think it would be up in the dollar range. Some have said that we'll never get to 61 to 62,000, which is true. It was that rejection zone that he talked about in his last film. He says that, as you can see in the picture below, we are keeping the ranges highs right now. It's possible that we'll go up again to 61 to 62,000 and then keep going down, or we'll just keep going down. That's not a new idea. It's possible that Bitcoin will try this level again at the bottom of this. Does it need to happen? Not at all. But is it possible? Yes. Why am I telling you this? You should be ready for one more chance to buy if this does happen. Because I think that Q4 is when Bitcoin and the markets will finally break out. That's when I think Bitcoin will push up, make that run, and break that $74,000 barrier. It went up to 88,000 and then to over 100,000 by the end of the year. People, time is running out. I need to get this extra piece. Could someone please take this extra P address? They're talking about Robinhood. Why? Robinhood did it again. It's not Ripple. And I hate that they call it that. Ripple stock is not it. It's really XRP. Robinhood added XRP to their website again. So what? You see here is that a company like Robinhood will first keep an eye on the price of an asset on their site. This is the first thing they do before they list it. So they keep an eye on it. After that, they let people buy and sell it. When I think XRP will be offered on Robinhood, it will happen soon enough that no one will have to guess when it will happen. What does this do? This means that people who don't want to deal with seed words and crypto wallets can now buy XRP through the Robinhood app. This will bring in more money. When more people buy, the price goes up. That easy. Plus demand and utility. Price of XRP will go up if there is a lot of demand and market money. You may or may not need to break a little institutional money. That's how I'll leave it. Hey, I'll be back soon. Please wash your hands and be nice to each other. Ripple Van Winkle is now public.